What's up, gang? Shep Ryan in the building. Today I'm showing you a pretty cool tool that I'm working on. It's a 360-degree graphic builder that lets you drag and drop images into a Photoshop template, and voila, magically on the other side you get really cool 360-degree immersive graphics that you can then use for AR filters that use segmentation, VR websites, cool backgrounds in virtual tours that you're working on. So let's just jump right into it. On my phone here, you'll see I'm looking through my phone. Same thing as on the background screen. I am just going to kind of navigate this space and look at some of the graphics that we have in here. You'll see the background's pretty cool, right? It's this kind of kaleidoscope and grid pattern. That's all made with drag and drop assets that I'll be including in the tool. Then we have these front graphics, right? This is an album cover, some photos from a press kit. This is for a client of mine, Chris Shreve. I do some digital direction for Chris. And in this space, all I had to do was drag and drop graphics and photos that Shreve already had, realistically, that, I'm working with for Chris. And voila, we've got this really neat space. So now that you've seen what's going on here, and I will go ahead and hit my gyroscope button just so you can kind of obligatory exploration of the space, right? This is kind of, for me, the end of the rainbow with graphics like this. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Photoshop, and we can explore what's going on with this template, how it works, and how you might be able to use it. And by the way, I'd love to hear what you think of this idea. If you think of some ways to maybe make it better or improve how you might be using it, let me know, and I'll definitely make some adjustments as I'm finishing this project. Okay, so here we are inside the Photoshop template. You'll see that there's some different backgrounds going on in here, and that's just because I was earlier tinkering with some of the the background assets that go into this project, right? But a lot of different cool things, and you can see how easy it is to create something that looks really, really neat. I mean, it's pretty awesome, right? This is just drag and drop assets, and let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll minimize these layers. In the front, where it says cover art here, this is just a smart object. And what I've done is I've exported grids from After Effects and mapped them onto objects, smart objects in Photoshop, so it distorts at the right amount to look proper in the immersive space. So if I double click this, before I double click it, you'll see, here at the edges it kind of curves down. If I click into the object, you'll see it's just a flat image, right? This is just a square. We all have square images, right? It's as easy as putting a new thing here, saving it, and boom, on the other side, that new graphic populates. And it's that easy. The same goes for literally every image in this space. And with templates like these, what I'm trying to do is kind of break the limitations of all the tools that are out there that are quote unquote easy for VR and 360-degree content production. One of the most popular places is like virtual tours, right? I love Kula. Kula is a tool that most people use for virtual tours. I use it to launch immersive websites. But if you're thinking about how you can use the native features of that platform, really all you're working with in terms of graphics is, if we imagine the 360 as us being inside of it, it's like a wall, right? It's a 360-degree wall, and really all you can do is just like stick stuff on it, and that's it. There's no extra like depth to the side. You can't do a grid. It's really spherical. So one thing that I'm doing with this tool is making it easy for you to add extra depth into this. And if I just click this full scene folder here and go in Photoshop 3D, spherical panorama, new panorama layer, it will create an immersive 360-degree panorama from all of the contents of this folder that we can then explore. And you'll see that, yeah, like I was saying, this is a straight-edged image. These images here are layered behind the main one. They have a little bit more sense of depth in the space. Maybe not depth, but space, distance. And that's pretty cool. It opens up how your brain is thinking about what's going on in a space like this, in a website, whether it's 360-degree website, AR filter, something like that. So I'm going to back out of this panorama viewer here. And you'll notice it's that simple, right? Earlier, I was tinkering with some of these background elements. These are things that I would provide with the template as just drag and drop assets, right? This is, you can see up here, it says 8K. This is a pretty high-res Photoshop file. I like to work at 8K just because it's full resolution. To me, that's full resolution. It doesn't really get much better than that functionally. That's the point where everything just looks pristine. After that, you're sort of getting nitpicky on, do you really need to go more than that? I don't know. But 4K previously for the last few years has been like the baseline standard. We're starting to see that creep up to 6K, but this template's in 8K. And all the resources that I would provide you are also in 8K resolution. If I double click this object here that's inside this frame, you'll see it's a kaleidoscope graphic that I created in After Effects. If we go back here and we click another scene frame, this is kind of like a 3D texture that I created in After Effects. And same thing with this one, which is a grid. And so creating in a template like this is as simple as, opening a folder, dragging the file right in here, and I think you might even, no, you can't do that, but it's that simple. It's that simple, folks. And there's a lot of different styles of graphics that you can work with to give what you're working on the feel that you want. Just with a couple button clicks, I was able to change that from kind of like this frenetic, energetic space with the red background, which we can see here, right? It's kind of moody. And with just a couple clicks, switch it out, and now it's kind of cool. It's blue. It's a little more spacey. It's like a portal. And that's a decision that you get to make now. Instead of looking at this as kind of this impenetrable design process, this is a tool that will just let you, using resources you've already got, drag and drop stuff in, and using resources I provide to you, get creative. There's so much opportunity for creativity in this space, and it's really not being touched. I think there's a lot of room to move, to carve your own lane, and hopefully this is a tool that can help you do that. So if you thought this was cool, let me know. I'm open to all kinds of feedback for it. Let's talk about it. You can hit me at shep@hellobomon.com. You can always text me on the business line, 512-354-7338, or just go to hellobomon.com. Hit me up. On socials, I'm Shep Bryan, and I appreciate you checking out this video today. Peace for now.